Hey, welcome back to World Entertainment, and it's here, the official trailer for Avatar Fire and Ash, aka Avatar 3, coming out this December. They dropped the trailer on the Fantastic Four movie, so if you went to see it, you would see the trailer, and now they've released it. I think someone said that it actually leaked online. I'm not sure. Either way, it's here, and we're about to take a look at it. Just so you know, because I have looked at the trailer, the first few minutes of it are actually footage from the first two movies. So if you're looking at it going, this is all the same stuff we've seen them do before, it's because it literally is the same things you've seen before, because it is from the first two movies. But here it is anyway, the first official trailer for Avatar Fire and Ash.
The strength of the ancestors is here.
You cannot live like this, baby. In hate.
If there is something you can do, then you must do it. The children. No, Spider. And we will find another way. Your goddess has no dominion here.
Alright, there it is, your first look at Avatar Fire and Ash. And we're getting some information about what the story is with this one. I'll say that and then we'll talk about the actual trailer itself. So it's saying, with Avatar Fire and Ash, James Cameron takes audiences back to Pandora in an immersive new adventure with Marine turned Na'vi leader Jake Sully, Na'vi warrior Nitari, and the Sully family. So Cameron told Empire Online in a recent interview, everybody in this movie is reacting from the place of trauma. Everybody. Jake's processing the death of his son. Loka, I think it is processing the death of his brother and his own guilt around that. Elaborating on that point, Sam Warrington that is, said, the peacemaker that Jake was in 2 has changed because he's grieving. He doesn't know how to go forward, and so he goes back to the world that he knows, which is soldiering, to attack, to go to war. That's a comforting place for Jake. Because of Natama's death, I think it's Natama's, there is now a division in that relationship, the actor continued, referring to Jake and Natari. That's a great design by Jim. How do you split apart the perfect love story? Jake and Natari share this painful wound, but they can't seem to heal each other. So they kind of split, not because they want to, but because they're just trying to survive within themselves. Jake heads back to battle and Natalie kind of closes down. So that seems to be what the main focus is because the deaths of their son in the previous movie and whatnot, that they kind of separate and their worlds are torn apart, and it sounds like Jake's going on this almost revenge tour and stuff like that, which is interesting because you don't really see that in the trailer, because we're seeing him saying in the trailer, you can't live on hate and whatnot, all that kind of stuff. The trailer itself, it's interesting. I know there's going to be a lot of people that are just rolling their eyes at it and stuff. I think you can't argue the visual effects are fantastic. There's no arguing that. That's the one thing about all three movies, is the visual effects are just like some of the best you've ever seen. And it looks the same with this. Yes, we're meeting this Fire Nation basically, and it's kind of like a take on the Indians, really, isn't it? They even seem to have kind of their own kind of teepees and stuff like that. I do think the trailer does something that the second movies didn't, which is kind of showcase that this looks like it's a little more action orientated than the second movie. Now, the first movie, I enjoyed the first movie. I know there's a lot of people who hate it and stuff and just call it Dancing with Wolves. I liked the first movie. I'm not going to apologize for that. The second movie, when I walked out of the second movie, I was asked immediately, like, well, what do you think of that? And I was like, you know what, I really don't know. I didn't hate it by any means. And by the end, I enjoyed the whole ending of the thing, but it was kind of getting there. The first thing I did say is that definitely doesn't need to be 3 hours long. But you're kind of sitting there going, with how slow the story was for the most part, I don't know. Like, I didn't need to watch like 25 minutes of them swimming. It was like, yeah, we get it, they can swim now. Why are we still in this scene underwater? But this movie looks like it's going much more back towards what kind of we got in the first movie, which is more action, more kind of the threat coming in. And this time it seems to be that they try and team up at least with this Fire Nation, and they're kind of like, yeah, no. Unlike the water ones, which kind of fought back, but then were very quick to kind of go, no, you can stay. These ones seem to be very much going, no, you can get stuffed. Either way, it's an interesting trailer. There's no arguing the visual effects look spectacular again. There's no doubting that this movie will probably make another $2 billion at the box office. But do let me know what you guys actually think of this trailer. And just the trailer, not the actual franchise, because I know a lot of you probably hate this franchise. And it is a weird anomaly that comes out that these are the highest grossing movies ever made, and yet they have no cultural footprint, because they come and they go and nobody talks about them. But do let us know what you actually think of the trailer, the visuals. Are you interested in the story? Are you interested in continuing seeing this world? Let us know, because I think that'll be important to see how we could judge what could happen with the box office. So with that, I shall leave it there for this one. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.